Darth Foley here. So today we're going to be doing a shard pull because we got the 10 times event here for the ancient shards. I have 40 of them to open, which is pretty awesome. So, kind of on my wish list today. Nobody in there that I really want. No, Bannerlords, Septimus, he's probably one of the best or the best single champ nuker in the game. I'd love to get him from the Barbarian faction. Valkyrie, she would make a huge difference to my account. Great counterattack champ. Elder Scrag would be really good. From the Organ tribe, literally, I would be looking for Big Un or Ignatius. Those two. I really need a good HP burn champion. From here, Dracomorph, Fushan, Rosin would be huge. Yeah, and then we're getting into voids. Skinwalkers.
What is this called? 10 times event pull?
10 times shard pull. For Skinwalkers, Longbeard would be a solid champ. He's not bad in arena and in clan boss, which would help. And then I really want Brackus the Shifter. The aesthetics are really, really cool. I love the fact that he heals himself. He's got the automatic revive. He attacks one enemy 6 times, which is pretty crazy. Orcs, Krila Witch Arm would be good. Not really him. Iron Brago, I wouldn't mind. Demon Spawn, Prince Keimer for sure. Tyron Lixlamore, however you say his name. Great HP burn champion. I really, really want an HP burn champion, not only for clan boss, but also I want one for spiders to progress in there. Dexthar, Blood Twin would like. Candrafon would be awesome. Sissia Flametongue would be awesome. Mortu Macabre, he's not very good. Duchess, obviously, she's an amazing champion. Would really help me out in arena. Undead Hordes, Rotos is great. Sato, he's not bad. Bad L would be awesome. I already have Michelle. I'd be okay with a Harvest Jack. Dark Elves, Ray, great nuker. Foley, obviously, as you can tell probably from my name, he is my favorite character in the game. I think the look of him, the aesthetics are awesome. Not only that, but he is a great champion, especially for arena, because of this ability right here where he attacks all enemies, decreases the turn meter by 15%, attacks target enemy. Enemies killed by this skill cannot be revived. Especially with all the revivers in the game, he'd be a great addition. Zavia, she absolutely hits like a truck. I think she's really solid for clan boss, like 4.8. I think she probably almost go for a 5 because any of the poisons that you put on, she attacks one enemy 3 times. Each hit has a 40% chance of placing 5% poison debuff for 2 turns. Attacks all enemies 2 times. Each hit 50% chance. Booked up to 75 of placing a 5% poison. She attacks all enemies. Enemies killed by this skill cannot be revived. Deals damage from all poison debuffs on the target ally instantly. Debuffs will only deal half the standard damage when this skill hits bosses. But even still, it's a great ability. Debuff spread when Bellinor is available is still not bad. Knight Revenant, I couldn't care less about anybody in that faction. And then obviously you've got the two here in Trunda, the hardest hitting AoE in the game. And then you have Mountain King. Mountain King is another great single target nuker, especially built in his shield set because his HP is so high. That's mainly what his attack scale off of. So yeah, you could do a shield set on him, miscreated monster lead in the arena, and because he gives out an extra 15% health, and he just smacks. Just smacks. Alright. So with all that being said, we're gonna start pulling. See what we get here. Skink, I don't know too much about him. Not very good. Oh, got the first epic, and it's Chancellor Yasmin. Heals an ally by 40% of their max HP, heals by 60% instead if the ally has 15% or less. Sleep isn't very good. Good speed aura, though. Not overly thrilled with that one. Ooh, back-to-back epics. What do we get here? Sinesha. Equalizes health of all ally, HP levels. Attacks one enemy. Attacks all enemies. So she's got an AoE on her attack. I heard that she is actually phenomenal in spiders, so we might actually have to build her out. I don't have the books for her, but you know, it is what it is. Magnus, no thanks. One of the new dwarves for the fusion event. Hexia, already had her before. Not really a fan. She's a single target attacker. Her damage isn't scaled the greatest. This ability with the increased attack, it only happens on her, which if it happened on the whole team, it would make her quite a bit better. But no thanks. No. You want some yellow here. Come on, yellow. Chopper, no. Harris is great in the early game, just she has the attack one enemy, grants an extra turn if this target is killed, which is awesome. Over here, she removes one random debuff from all allies, has 60% chance of placing 30% increased speed on all allies for 2 turns. Booked up to 100% chance, obviously. That's pretty solid, but it's all about her passive. She counterattacks the attacker when an ally is attacked. Speed in dungeons, meh. Grandmaster, no thanks. Ogren Jailer. Let's see what he does here. Not the greatest. I don't normally like single attack champs unless you know they hit really hard. So he's obviously attacks one enemy, has a 45% chance of placing block cooldown. Attacks one enemy has a 50% chance of placing a stun debuff for one turn. Places continuous heal buff on all allies. Also places block buff on the target ally for one turn if they have less than 100% HP. Not a great champ. Another epic. Sandlash Survivor. I already have her, so she will definitely be a book. Gerhard the Stone. Again, not great reviews. Attacks one enemy, has a 20% chance of placing stun debuff for one turn, has 40% chance of placing stun debuff for one turn instead if the target has more than 75% turn meter. Places 30% increased crit rate buff and 30% crit damage buff on this champion for 2 turns, then attacks one enemy. Will ignore 25% of the defense. Will ignore 50% of the defense if the target is under decreased defense buff. That's not too bad. Exemplar, immune to fear, true fear, fuse, freeze, provoke, sleep, and stun. Not terrible. I mean, there's definitely a lot better single attack champs out there. Yeah, he's pretty cool. Got a pretty fast base speed. Let's keep going here. Judge, no. Nope. I had him. I built him out early in the game. He was like my first rare. I already have a Conqueror. Not gonna build him out. Nothing special. Nothing special. Wanderer is a no as well. 20 more to go. Let's go. Come on. I want some yellow. I want to pull a legendary. Attacks one enemy. Not a bad kit. Clearly not a great champ though. A lot of reviews say he's bad. I don't usually tend to look at reviews too much, but generally if everybody says he's a bad character, he's a bad character. Preserver, already have her, don't use her. She's gonna be food. Oh, another epic. Ah, the new guy from Demon Spawn, the defense champion here. Let's see. Campaign locations, arena defense, or wow, he's got some high reviews besides Fire Knight. Let's see. Attacks one enemy, has 25% chance of placing provoke debuff for one turn. Attacks all enemies, 75% chance of placing 25% weaken debuff for all 2 turns. Places 60% increased defense buff on all allies for 2 turns. Fills the turn meter by 20%. That's a pretty sweet ability right there. Back for more. Places a 25% strengthen buff on this champion for 2 turns whenever their HP drops below 50%. Oh, not bad. I'll probably keep him. It'll probably come in handy for faction wars for sure. Terrible champion. Hits like a wet noodle. Coffin Smasher. Good for the early game. Radar. No. Apothecary, he'll actually be food because I already have one and he's maxed out. I don't really need 2 of them. Another epic. Burgoth the Malformed. Attacks one enemy, has a 50% chance of placing 15% continuous heal on this champ for one turn if the attack is critical. Attacks all enemies 30%, make that 60% chance of provoke debuff for 2 turns. Whenever this champion is attacked, heals all allies except this champion by 20% of the damage received. Not terrible. Metal Shaper's actually a really good champion. A lot of people, I think, sleep on him. Attacks one enemy, 30% chance of stealing one random buff from the target. You can book that up to 45, so that's not bad. Places a shield buff on all allies for 2 turns. The value of this shield is proportional to this champion's level. Not bad. Removes all debuffs from any ally with the lowest HP, then heals this ally by 20% of this champion's max HP, places 25% increased defense buff on the target for 3 turns. Very solid support champion. He's not going to be endgame, but he's definitely great in the early game. Probably sounds like he's pretty solid for clan boss. Would be solid for faction wars. Yeah. Galek. Obviously one of the starters. He's a good rare. Ooh, another epic. Who'd we get? Vergis. Yes, Vergis is one of the epics that I wanted. He is a freaking amazing character. Attacks one enemy, has a 40% chance of placing 30% reflect damage buff on a random ally for 2 turns. Great skill. Look at all these buffs here on a 3-turn cooldown. Places continuous heal buff, 30% increased speed buff, and a 30% reflect damage buff on the target ally for 3 turns. Also places 50% ally protection buff on all allies except this champion for 2 turns. Places a 60% increased defense buff on this champion for 2 turns. Absolutely amazing. His passive happens. You can book it to happen every turn. Places a shield buff on the champion equal to 10% of their max HP for 2 turns. Whenever this champion loses 10% or more of their max HP from a single hit, which happens all the time, active effect places a 15% in continuous heal buff on the champion for 2 turns every time their HP drops below 50%. And then he's got a defense in dungeons, big deal, attack based on defense. He is actually one of the epics that I wanted. He can solo Scarab King in Doom Tower. He is absolutely awesome. You can see reviews here everywhere but Spider's Den and Fire Knight, which makes sense. It's good. Definitely happy to pull him. No good. Pulled a War Maiden. I know she's a great champ. A lot of people have built her out. I haven't taken the time to farm her, build her out. I probably should, but I just haven't. We get for an epic. Gallcut. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Has a 25% chance of placing 60% decreased defense. Attacks all enemies. Attacks all enemies with bomb. No thank you. I will probably be using him as food. I know they say that you shouldn't use your epics as food, but quite frankly, I'm still some pretty early game. If I'm not going to use the character, I do use them as food. Simple as that. No thank you. I have a million. I can make more, buy more spots. Another epic. I have pulled Romero so many times. He is definitely a pretty decent defense champion. I'm not going to go through his kit, but he needs to be paired with Juliana to really, really be good. But unfortunately, I don't have her, and It's not like they're an arena meta. They will definitely help you in things like, Doom Tower and Faction Wars, but that's about all. Got another rare. 3 more. Come on, I need the Lego. I want the Lego. It's not yellow. Last one. What do we get? Another rare. Again. So, unfortunately, no legendaries today. Let's see where we moved up into the tournament here. So we got at least an epic book. Be able to probably get another legendary, which is great. Because I'll be able to pull all my mystery shards. Unfortunately, no legendary, which really kind of sucks, but can't always pull them. I only had a 1% chance, so it is what it is. Thanks for everybody for tuning into this video. Definitely got a couple good champs that I'm very happy about. We'll see you the next time, okay?